Let's talk about whether or not we do think that this volatility is something that should be feared, or should you try to find a way to take advantage of it, and if so, how?
Well, I think it's a normal part of the market, particularly now, I think, where we're shifting maybe from the work from home trade into some of the laggards from last year. And I think that's where we would focus. And certainly there's ways to play the volatility. But of course, for most investors, the best thing to do is to have enough liquidity on hands that when you get these kinds of short-term blips, you can take advantage of it to rebalance your portfolio.
How exactly does one rebalance the portfolio? What do you go into, given what we've seen, given this idea that there is a degrossing happening, that hedge funds and other big institutional players are trying to take down some levels of risk in their overall portfolios?
Well, the hedge funds are forced to take down risk because they're levered up in ways that are difficult when you're getting this transition, say, around the vaccine. But I think one of the things that many investors can do, one of the things we've been recommending, is moving away from the winners from last year, things like the mega cap tech, and towards the more value plays, the more cyclical plays, and also looking for American investors, looking abroad, perhaps more to value on the EM side or value in Asia.
If it's value on the EM side and value in Asia, where do you find it? Only because if you take a look at some of the ETFs that track it, they've had massive runs, in some cases exceeding that of the S&P 500 since the pandemic lows.
Yeah, well, I think one of the longer term trends that we've been focused on that has, like some of these trends that you highlighted, that has flows behind it, but also has an investment case, is around sustainable investing. For example, 41% of the flows into ETFs and mutual funds in Europe last year were towards sustainable investing. We see a tremendous demand from our clients in Asia for sustainable portfolios. So these are some of the trends that I think are more durable, both on the flow side, but also on the valuation side.
So is it safe to say, Mark, I mean, the idea of sustainable finance trends, this notion here that your clients are paying closer attention to some of those types of investing themes than some of the short squeezes that have been happening in the markets, not just in silver today, but in stocks like GameStop and AMC, or the ones that were perhaps near bankruptcy at some point in the past? Which is the more predominant theme among your clients right now?
I can tell you that for most clients, these longer term trends, looking for the next big thing, sustainability certainly plays into that. The next big thing is not going to be one individual stock trading below $5, right? So it's these kind of bigger trends. And then within that, I think they're looking to drill down and find what are the kinds of technology and other things that are going to support green tech, for example. What kind of tech might disrupt kind of traditional sectors and help move it towards this green revolution that we see?
How exactly does one find those opportunities, Mark? I know that you and your colleagues are paid by clients to hunt these out. But what types of companies, how do you play that transformation? One of them is the reinvention of big oil. Which oil companies are doing the best at that? Which ones are doing the best perhaps at solar energy? What companies, how do you flesh them out?
Well, I think that what we do is we do have teams around the world, and we look at the flows, we look at the valuations, and then we do put together lists on individual names for clients. But again, I think it's more about this bigger trend. So, for example, we have 100% sustainable multi-asset investment portfolio, and that was not only our fastest growing, but our best performing solution next year. So I don't think you necessarily have to get in the weeds when the flows are this strong into something like the next big thing around sustainability.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.